Okay, so this time there's a subtitle language. I don't think that was last time. Um, yeah. Apparently there's a very big update to this game that came out the 23rd called the Pristine Cut. And I finished this game on the 23rd of October, one day before. So I did want to find out what that other ending entailed. But now that there's apparently a lot of new content, I'm even more curious. The question is, do I continue? Okay, this is basically end. So I guess we had a new game. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So now we probably have a very fresh start. And from what I gathered at the end of my first playthrough, the narrator is some sort of super god, some sort of echo, which created both me and the princess. And now our task is to kill the princess, otherwise the princess kills the world, and perhaps all of the worlds. But from what I gathered from this vague experience, we are made to kill the princess, but at the same time it's like a story mode where we are a knight that runs off with the princess instead, but that's also what the narrator doesn't want us to do. If that makes any sense.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Indeed. So I'm gonna skip past what I've already read earlier. Let's see, what did we not pick? What did we not pick? Let's just silently continue to the cabin.
We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So the hero. Which means we already died once, I think. Possibly. There's much to get from this, I feel.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Yes, I remember the blade that's on the table. Because when we were in the ending sequence, I took the blade with me. Which I won't this time, because I think maybe I get a different ending then. At the very end, that is. I'm not sure at the start of the game what the significance is if I take it with me or not. This time I'm gonna take the blade with me because in the first playthrough I didn't.
Is your implement.
At the start.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Yeah, the narrator thinks he has me in the palm of his hand. He'll be surprised.
Who's there?
Okay, so if I don't take the blade, it appears as if she's very innocent sounding from the get-go. If I take the blade from the get-go, then she changes into someone a bit more controlling.
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
What have I not... I haven't put just checking on you when she's in a controlling mood. Let's just put it like that.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
I think that's the same thing she said in my first playthrough, but not in a controlling voice.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
She sounds like she expects it so much. Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay. No, I don't want to say that because, nah.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her.
Well, maybe we should. Because when she's in a controlling mood, I didn't go the full pacifist route, so let's try that.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Maybe we should.
It's fine.
Let's see, drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Yeah, let's see.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You know why you're here.
I'm here to let you free this time, princess. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding.
He's so mad. This is the first time I think she smiles when she's in this controlling mood.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Oh, is that a hint, narrator, that I'm not supposed to?
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, she has a similar speech, but in a different voice, in a more controlled voice.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
No, it's not.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Actually, I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still... No, I'm gonna ask you for ideas.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to find. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Just return to the
You
bottom.
make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh, I would like to warn her. But we already did that path, didn't we? I'm gonna pick one of these Slater princesses. I'm gonna pick the last Slater princess because I see this as the last option.
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally.
I'm sorry, the narrator had a hand in this. I'm sorry.
Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
I did not hit the heart.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one.
Can you?
But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Why haven't we struck her yet? Slater princess.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice.
Maybe we should have softened her up by so-called giving up. A lie of giving up. God, that is a bit horrifying, actually. Look how strong she is.
You drop the blade, pathetically.
That is not pathetically. Look at that, narrator. Do you call that pathetically? She's a killing machine.
She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now, adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right?
I'm afraid it
sorry,
can.
but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2 at the tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
So, when there was a controlling voice coming from the princess, the second chapter tended to be the tower, I feel. So, let's proceed to the cabin. Once again, I'm skipping what I already had. What did I do last time? Did I bring the blade? I think I brought the blade last time, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be mistaken. I also love that the blade is atop this thing here. You have to climb up to get it. So I'm gonna enter the... No, I didn't bring the blade. I'm gonna bring the blade.
You take the blade from the altar.
Because I think she said, you're not even trying to kill me when I went there last time, so I'm gonna bring the blade.
The little bird has returned to me. Oh, you brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
So she says the little bird has returned to me, and we know now that this is literal. I thought not much of it when she put it like that the first time around, because I thought it was just a belittling language, calling me her little pet, her little bird. But as it turns out, we are some sort of bird, some sort of corvus creature.
Drop it.
I'm gonna tighten my grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor, but we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just gonna let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
We better just kneel, because she makes us kneel anyway.
You fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I'd trust to deal with her. And you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then. And there's nothing we can do to stop her now. He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
I won't tell you.
Will.
Just do it already. It will feel so much better to do as she says.
I said no.
Such firm resistance. How surprising.
Do I impress you, princess?
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
Oh, the ambiance went away.
Pick up that needle.
Oh no, you're gonna make me stab myself, aren't you?
Do it. It's what she wants.
No, it's of the broken. Stop being so
No
broken.
objections here.
What?
I don't know what she's planning. I
Oh.
don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
No objections here. The narrator thinks that the princess wants to be stabbed, or that we are just, it helps us on our path to stab the princess. But if she can command us to pick up the blade, what do you think her next command is gonna be, narrator? She's not gonna say kill me.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh, we cannot pick any of those. We have to pick up the blade. We can stall, but... yeah, let's just pick it up.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Yet.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
We're gonna stand in an honor to ourselves before we're being commanded to do a self-execution, aren't we? Stand.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
Now the question is, can we get on our good side for just a split second so that we can regain will a little bit, enough to stab her? Because surely there must be a way to kill her, right? Or will she just continue to... well, we know what's coming, don't we?
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
Okay, I thought it would go into my chest, but the same end result, I guess.
What?
What indeed? Yeah, hero? How did you not see that coming? I mean, you did say you were not as intellectual as... what am I even saying? You said even I can see that at an earlier occasion.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Come on, narrator. You managed to focus and steer my will last time, didn't you? Why can't you do the same now? Cannot even you fight her? You created her, and she's like a piece of what you created, isn't she? Oh, and this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Yeah, well, enforce your will on me before it's too late. Resist.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Oh, the princess looks surprised.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
The first sentence sounds like you're being lenient to me. That I need more, I have to learn more before I slit my throat. But yeah, it's... You're saying the last sentence because you cannot control me fully, so you have to put even more power into controlling me.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
Oh, you're enforcing it even more, but we shall resist.
I'm sorry.
Resist.
Don't.
Resist.
As you take
Oh!
another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
Well, maybe we are as bad at using the blade as the first princess, the first playthrough, where she kept repetitively stabbing me.
Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Oh god.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's easy for you to say, narrator.
It's what she wants.
We need to get this Rose of the Broken out of us.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god.
This must be the only princess that sees itself as part of a god, or even a god in the first place. But we are also some sort of deity.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
And she knows that there will be more of me. Push forward.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You know, one thing I just realized. When the princess... When we cut the hand off the princess, or she starts gnawing her hand off herself, we make a point that she didn't utter a word, no sign of pain, but we're not screaming or anything ourselves.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
We're both gonna die, aren't we?
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
Yeah, like last time.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us.
She does.
She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
Stop?
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
You can hear our struggling to breathe. That's the only sound we make as a character. As a protagonist, if you will. That's the only sound we made. And she looks like she has some pity upon us. Look at that face. She looks like she's half given up even. She's losing... She doesn't have that controlling aura. Maybe this is a moment of weakness for her, that we actually can strike her. Oh.
The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
Maybe the other voices are sort of showing on the exterior, because we have the voice of the broken that you probably would like a lot, but also the voice of the hero. And let's not forget the echo of the narrator within us.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
How did I die here last time? We didn't. We were about to leave. Oh, I don't even remember.
There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
I remember you said something like this last time, so maybe this is your little moment of weakness.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it.
The mercy is her moment of
I
weakness.
think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance.
Yes.
And she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Yeah, that's exactly what was in my mind, but the narrator always is way too overconfident in us. Probably because I think a little bit of the narrator was in us as well. The narrator is an echo, part of some sort of super god that created all of us. And I think a little bit part of him is in me as well, which is also why he probably can control me a bit. I said no, but I can't stay here yet, but I'm gonna say I said no.
It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there.
Well, there's a narrator that really pushes for a certain agenda.
Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
This must have been one of the biggest and greatest part of what was the princess, because we know that the princess split into many different parts, which is why we keep seeing different versions of her, different parts of her personality perhaps. And this must be the biggest piece, because she's so controlling, she has those powers, she's floating, she can control will, and she can even see that there's a narrator in me, and that it's called an echo. She even referred to herself as immortal. I don't think any of the other princesses did. They slightly hinted to it, but they also are part of this oblivion. They don't even know. She knows so much.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Oh, there.
You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries, your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever.
Yeah, then it's something like this.
No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
Oh, shut up, voice of the broken.
I know you will.
She heard the voice.
And you die.
She heard the voice of the broken. Typically, they do not hear the different voices. The hero, the broken, the smitten. This time she responded to the voice of the broken. The apotheosis?
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess. And at the end of the path is a cabin!
Well done, Contrarian.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Come on, man. We can see it right in front of us. And besides, we've been here 5 times already? I think this is 3. Who cares? The woods are always the worst part anyway. Nothing ever happens in them. I care. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned to oblivion. One reality is already an incalculable loss. And there is a massive difference between 3 and 5.
The narrator is so puzzling. It seems like there's one narrator or echo in all of these worlds. And in the start, he had never believed that we had been killed before, and now we respawn in this world. And now he just plainly says it from the start. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned.
Feels like the numbers getting thrown around here are too big not to be abstract. Numbers like 5. Numbers like entire realities. At the end of the day, it's all just silly, isn't it? None of us can count to a whole reality, and he's asking us to think about the difference between 3 and 5. You're already starting to lose the thread. Just because you can't personally sum up the contents of an entire reality doesn't mean that the people inhabiting it don't contain moral value. If you have any sense of ethics left in there, if you have any moral compass, please, you have to stop her.
And the moral compass is what actually stops me as well, because in the end I want to save her when I gathered all of her pieces. But the road to there, I mean, if I kill one of them, does it mean that the princess won't be complete? No, she will. She didn't mention last playthrough that she doesn't need all the pieces. She needs most of them, but not all of them. So if I spare most of them, and then manage to get them to the actual princess, the otherworldly princess, then that's good enough.
Don't you get it? Might makes right, and she didn't even have to touch us last time to prove her power. So what? Just because she made us kill ourselves, we're supposed to submit to her authority without question? I knew when to surrender to our better. You would have lost eventually anyway, and it would only have made her angry. It would only have made things worse for all of us. Oh, for the love of... Can you all please just get on with it? You're not making this any easier for yourselves. Do we even have agency right now? We either do what she wants, or we do what he wants. Either way, we're listening to somebody.
That's true.
Please, nothing in life is a binary. Obviously, we find a third choice that nobody wants.
Yeah, the different voices.
You all talk about choices and freedom, but there is no choice when it comes to the will of a god.
I am a god, I think.
I'm going to cut you off right there. She is not a god, and the more times you fail, the harder it becomes for you to succeed. But the fact that you're still here means you still have a chance to pull this off. So, princess, dangerous, cabin, slay, now.
In a language that everyone can understand. What am I? I want to hear what you have to say.
As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
So we're being summoned. It's the same one again, isn't it? Just that she's evolved.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. From his perspective.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes. You're flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you.
Witness your better's ascension? Oh dear.
Watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
There are so many eyes around her, like bandaged with eyes. Sort of like a, I don't know, vision of a goddess or something.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
Yeah, that's the princess is saying. She wanted all her personalities gathered so that she could end the world and start another. A whole other universe, if you will. This is how I gathered it anyway. So I didn't even set you free. I merely waited for a couple of seconds extra and you just broke out yourself.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Well, this is my least favorite princess so far. Portion of her. And we did try to kill her the other times as well, so let's just stick to it. Hey, funny one, did you say something about the third option earlier? One that would make everyone unhappy? Actually, take the blade.
With a grim determination, you yank the blade from the trunk. Yeah, this feels right. She doesn't get to just smugly stand over us like we don't matter. Let's take her down a peg.
This is merely symbolic. There's no way I can do this. There was no way I could do this in the last chapter. And now she's practically a god. What am I gonna do? Climb up her leg and just... This doesn't even reach her heart, does it?
You're not going to win. You know that, right? What are you going to do with that tiny blade? Give her a scratch?
Well, that's the most intelligent thing that the Broken One has ever said.
Even if that's all we manage, I'd rather go down swinging. See how everything's floating around her? I bet we could make it if we just jumped really hard.
Like a platformer.
You gather yourself, closing your eyes and shutting out the towering vision of the princess. There is only her and you. That's all there ever was.
Yeah, this is... The narrator seems like he has quite a bit of amnesia because he doesn't know the whole picture. He's just a narrator that knows that we have to save the world and kill the princess. But this sounds like something the original Echo would say, the one who designed us. He designed me to kill the princess. There's only her and me. If that makes any sense.
It's time to face her.
Charge into oblivion. I'm just gonna die charging.
You launch yourself towards the princess. The pull of her gravity catches you, carrying you across the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Such defiance even now. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end that which is destined to end everything.
Yeah, this is not gonna...
Don't you see how hopeless this is? She fears nothing.
Well, fear doesn't necessarily steer the outcome, but I do see where you're going with this.
That's right, she doesn't.
So she has no idea what she's in for.
I like this voice. I like the contrarian.
With a heavy thump, you land on her chest.
Yeah, with the hand there. God, we're so small.
It's now or never. We've come this far. Let's take it home.
She looks at me like I'm indeed her pet. Like, oh, that's so cute. Carve into her divine heart.
You strike, but her skin is like steel. Though you stab at her again and again, the wounds are superficial, mere etchings in a sprawling surface.
Aww.
You see? It was always pointless. All this has done is bring us close to her. And how beautiful it is to be so close.
The voice of the broken has to go.
It's not pointless, it can't be. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't some hope we could succeed.
Is that all?
The princess plucks you from her chest, pinching the scruff of your neck delicately between two fingers as she brings you to eye level.
Hello.
I forgive you your transgressions, but my destiny is inescapable.
She thinks she's so much better than us. There has to be something else we can do. We're not going out like this.
He offered us forgiveness. You would turn down such an incredible gift. You would turn away from her glory for something as petty as pride.
Well, it sounds like we're going down anyway. If we accept this gift, as you put it, that it ends. And I'm gonna continue my path to killing you. This princess is... I'm not a fan of this one princess. I took the dagger from the beginning for this personality of the princess, and I'm gonna carry the blade proudly until the bitter end. Hurl the blade at her eye.
Yes, yes, let's give her something to remember us by. You concentrate your will to a fine point and hurl your blade at the princess's eye. It flies through the night sky and...
blinds her.
And then nothing. She could never be harmed by...
Oh, that's gonna piss her off. That's not gonna kill her, that's gonna make her angry.
It pierces her cornea. She howls, recoiling in pain, and you fall from her distracted hand.
That's quite a fall.
You hit the ground with a painful thud. She narrowly misses you as she comes crashing down to her knees.
So I've misread you. You are not the willful key that will turn the lock of my liberation.
Huh?
You are an enemy to be smitten by my hand.
Yeah, once again, I just remembered. The other princesses said that she needed me to escape. If I'm not there, then they cannot escape. She needs me. That's also why I get to be her pet, apparently. But now, it's just merely death that awaits.
The princess holds up her monumental hand, its glowing palm radiating a blinding light. It grows and grows until it's all you can see. And then you erupt, your very soul mere kindling to her light. The inferno incinerates everything that is you. And with it... No, that's not right. Why is it hot? I'm not supposed to be able to feel anything. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, and it's not just that he disintegrates. We go away from him. It's as if we're being torn from this world and thrown into the other. We're torn away from this world because we die.
You leave me no other choice. Suffer for the crime you have committed against my divine body. Damnation will purify us both.
There's nothing left to burn, yet still you persist amid a world unraveled. I wonder if this is the princess out in the cosmos that writes this. The one who has been divided into all of these personalities out there.
It's cold now, and I feel small. I thought I was everything, but I'm no better than you, am I?
Oh, you're realizing we are equal. We're both created by the Echo. Oh, there's a lot of fans because you're so big. Okay, so we have to subdue them somehow, like we have to level with them. With the other princesses, it was more easy to level with them, so that they opened up to us a bit more. But she was so full of herself that it was nearly impossible. Until now, we actually managed to not kill her, but level with her. Damn. But this also shows us that the narrator, I don't even know, there's so many thoughts in my mind. The narrator in each world doesn't know that he will perish. He still thinks he is the Echo from behind the mirror in the end of the game. Because he's like, I'm not supposed to feel the heat. Oh no. Like, he doesn't know that he's gonna perish himself. I know that probably doesn't make any sense. I don't often make a lot of sense, but still, you do not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. Something has taken her away, and has left something else in her place. The mirror. Silence as you approach. The voices all have burned away. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. But the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Unsurprisingly. But what are we? We don't get a clear look. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. And that's... oh yeah. She's so big that she reaches above the ground, even though she's technically in the cabin right now. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
So the long quiet is sort of like the void of somewhere. But I also think that the narrator, the Echo, was called the long quiet. So we're sort of inside the narrator's mind, all of this, and the narrator's mind is the universe. Oh, it's very confusing. It's a lot to take in. What happens if I say let her out of there?
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
To be assembled. To be combined. So she's no longer bleeding from her eye.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it hurts. It looks like they're falling into some sort of coma or stasis and then sucked into this dimension of hands. And you're speaking through her because you open her mouth when you speak. You speak through her. Speak through you. Let's see, what have we... like, are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Because I think I did this last time as well, but I want to refresh her. But were you always the princess, or just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Probably not for the gods. Also, what are you? I wanna...
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Yeah, she doesn't know what I am at the moment. I don't know what I am. I picked I'm a person last time. But I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me.
Yeah, sort of. We were made at the same time.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
So, do you know the narrator? The one who made you?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Like, the narrator is not the one who made us, but the narrator is like a shard of the echo, from what I
The
understand.
space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okay, the music is so sweet here. So bittersweet. I don't want to attack the... Oh, I don't want to attack the entity. I'm going to destroy my body. Erase your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Yeah, she doesn't want me to return to the other worlds. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay, make me forget. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? Destroy the world? I'm gonna take this first.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
What are you going to do if I help you? What are you exactly going to do?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Yeah, you sort of didn't exist here until now, because I brought the first fragment of you here, from what I understand. That's my conclusion of it so far. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You won't. That sounds so weird. It's like, I'm not gonna respect that. Just bye. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.